Not get tired of thanking you for being with us on UBC TV this cold Wednesday morning. And I must remind you, in case you're coming to town, have a cardigan, have a raincoat, have an umbrella, because we are enjoying, in Africa, rainfall is a sign of blessings. And we believe this is showing that this Christmas is all full of peace. And to the farmers, well, this is good news because most of us depend on rainfall-fed agriculture in our country. So when it's raining, the farmers are happy. But however, when it's excessive, it also becomes a problem. For the Kampala drillers, rainfall is not a thing we want. And some will tell you rainfall is a blessing when you don't stay in some particular parts of the 5 divisions of Kampala. There are those divisions, once it rains, hell breaks loose. But by and large, we are here and we are thanking the Lord for his goodness that has brought us safe thus far since the year began. Now, joining me on set, I'm having a guest that has been one of the people on the forefront of fighting for the rights of health workers in this country. But this time, it's not about the rights of health workers. We want to look at the plight and how the year 2022 has had it on the nurses and midwives fraternity. So I have the president of Uganda Nurses and Midwives Union, that is Justus Chiplengat Chilop. You're most welcome.
Thank you, viewers.
And I'm very excited to have you again on this set. Every time, this time is going to be more of a better debate or better discussion because the last time I heard it was about your rights.
Yep.
We need this, we need that, increasing. Today we're not into that, but we are more of analyzing how the year has been. Now, Chilop, when we talk about this body that brings together nurses and midwives, are you a nurse? Are you a midwife? You're their president.
Yep. Thank you very much, and good morning, viewers, and good morning, UBC. I thank you very much for hosting me. This is Cherop Justus Kiblangat, the president of Uganda Nurses and Midwives Union, and this union is independent. It is non-partisan in politics. It is not discriminative to anybody, but it is a union which unifies all the nurses in the country. And we are here to tell the community, the country, that as much as we have been making noise, we are now in another style because some other things were catered for. So although it's not fully catered for, but of course we have to end the year with a word of message which I have brought here for the nurses. Yes.
Now, my question, Justus, is a nurse a midwife?
Oh, yeah. Yes, for men like us, we can be both nurse and midwife. But for me in person, I am a nurse. Yes, registered nurse. Registered nurse means that you've acquired a higher qualification to practice nursing, and you are licensed to do so.
Now, when we talk about the medical fraternity, what many Ugandans may not know is any medical facility you move into, the nurse is the first person to receive you.
Yes.
And when we talk about frontline workers, most of the time we talk about doctors, but frontline workers are actually the nurses. Because a doctor may prescribe, I think, and go away. The nurse is going to administer this injection. If it's cleaning or dressing a wound, it is the nurse that does that. Continuously monitoring you, it's the nurse. And it's only when maybe they will call the doctor on call. But 2020 has been a tough year. We were moving out of COVID, though we are not declared free of COVID-19. Then there came in Ebola. So for this fraternity, how was 2022? How can you classify this year? What have been your lows and maybe your highs?
Yeah, for example, that we got COVID-19, it has been a very big problem to our nursing fraternity because we have undergone several problems of lack of equipment. Nurses die, and also nurses get infected, and those who did not die, they are still wounded because COVID-19 affects you for more time. And you gripple and you have that. So it was a very bad time moment to our fraternity as medical personnel. Then came in Ebola, also brought issues with the nurses. You know, the big problem, as we call ourselves frontline workers, when a patient comes in, it is the first thing is the nurse. Before the doctor comes to check, before I call a doctor that come and check for me this patient. Now, the nurse is the first one. Actually, the askari at the gate is the first and say, go there. Now, when she comes to the room, it is the nurse. All procedures which are supposed to be done to the patient is the nurse to begin the procedure. For example, a patient arrives in the hospital, you need to take the blood pressure, you need to take the temperature, you need to take the pulse rate to see the heart, you get your stethoscope, you take the patient, all the vital signs must be taken by a nurse. So by all doing that, you're interacting with the patient, you don't know what is happening, and eventually you are the first person to pick the infection, either tuberculosis, either COVID-19, and Ebola. Those are the major, and cholera. Those are the main things which a nurse can pick. Before they isolate that, I have seen this case having this sign. High temperature, what the doctor comes and reads, high temperature, BP is low, BP is high, high blood, high pulse. Now, the doctor will get caution already, knowing that there is a problem. So the doctor may not quickly go there. He has to prepare himself. By the time he goes there, he has all the gadgets. But for you now, for me, whom I was not ready, I knew that Chirabu is here and he is a patient. Let me do this, and document. So by the time the doctor walks there, he is already prepared. So in some few cases, just doctors get infected. In few cases, if they don't get proper filing and proper knowing what is the patient. But the nurse can get, the midwife can get anytime the first contact. They are the first contact. And anyway, in any case, you die. It is again the very people, nurse and midwife, who will wash your body. We do what we call last office. Last office is the office that you close the office. You have died, and we wash you, we bathe you, and we make sure that all these openings are closed, so that these other stuff where the fluid cannot ooze from ears, from the nostrils, from the mouth, from the anus. So we prepare you like that, and then we hand over the dead body to mortuary staff. When it is all those areas are closed, we have made you smart. It is now, that's why we say, a nurse sees you in the hospital coming in, and a nurse sees you out of the hospital going, either life or death. So now, in the procedure room, where we do all that, you have died of Ebola. So if by mistake that we did not know that you have died of Ebola, you arrive, and maybe you die immediately within 1 hour before investigations. We had to do that very quickly to take you the other side, before even trenching you or isolating you. That's why nurses, 75%, are the workforce in health are nurses and midwives. So you look at the other percentage, who are those? Those are the laboratory and the doctors. By the time the lab come and picks a sample, they would have already known that this patient is suspect of such and such. So that is what we say. The plight of nurses, we can't thank you nurses just like that. We cannot give you what you deserve, but we say thank you very much for the patriotism and for the concern to make sure that our people live longer, our people get better to go home when they are happy. Our people are, when they are died, they are well cared for. You see, we care for the dead body as well. We don't misuse culturally, internationally. We have to care for that body, and we hand over the body to the community. So we thank nurses and midwives for all these endeavors. And we say that during COVID and Ebola outbreaks, all these health workers worked very hard in this country. And we are prepared for any other eventuality now. So may God bless nurses of this country and midwives. Not forgetting also government. Government did a good job this time by enhancing salary. And if you look at the mortality rate...
So that is what we can call your among your achievements this year of...
Yes, before going to achievement, I have a message for the nurses here. They put themselves on the front line. They know that the enemy is there, but they cannot run away from the enemy. So they
because we never heard of any absconding from duty because there's an outbreak and they're like, for our sake of our lives, hospitals are empty of nurses.
Exactly. So we appreciate the nurses of this country. We appreciate the midwives of this country for being very, very patriotic and go to the war, which you don't expect to win, but you continuously fight. We want you to be safe. Please get precautions and be safe. Because one nurse to die, it is equivalent that 50 patients would have died. Because if I can man a health center of 1,000 people, and I am one alone, how many mothers could visit that health center? 2, if I am one as a midwife. If I go away, I die. And I would have left mothers to die more than one person. So a nurse is very delicate, a midwife is very delicate, that we should appreciate. All the leaders in this country should give hand to nurse and a midwife. Wherever they go to health facility, wherever you go anywhere, you need to appreciate a nurse. Give a gift to the nurse. Even if saying thank you for the work you have done, nurses, it is a very big gift. We don't need money. We can earn salary like any other civil servant. But saying just thank you for the work you have done for this year is a great job which we need to have.
Okay. Well, I'm still with the president of the Uganda Nurses and Midwives Union, with whom we are discussing 2022 from members, for the members of this fraternity. What has the year been, given the fact that we had COVID, we had Ebola? Of course, we wait for the 11th of next month. That will be next year for us to be declared Ebola free. That is in case the 42 days are done and dusted and we do not have any new case of Ebola outbreak. We hope and pray. We want to be declared free of Ebola. COVID-19, yes, we are winning the war, not only the battle for COVID-19, but that calls for your vigilance so that our brothers and sisters here can enjoy life, can celebrate, can enjoy the hours that they're there, not fearing that at one point a patient may come in who has any of these diseases. So that is our humble plea to you. Now, you've talked about how they have put themselves in harm's way for the sake of Ugandans, and we really thank them. You've given us how they are very important in the health system, 75% of the work that is done by them. But this year, are there some tangible or physical achievements that you would say as this fraternity that you've been able to achieve?
Yeah, well, thank you very much. As we battle all this, we achieve others. We lose this, we achieve others. So we lost our nurses in this battle. And also, not only the battle, but we have also those who are sick, like any other human being. We have lost a number of them. And we, in this moment, we can observe a silence of moment for that purpose. May their souls rest in peace. As you said, one of the greatest achievements that we negotiated the salary enhancement. We thank government for salary enhancement, although it was not fully fully pledged as it was. But of course, it is better than before. We say now it is better. Maybe perhaps next year we have hopes that the small figure which remained, we can have a top-up of something small. Number two, as nurses and midwives of this country, we have managed to secure midwifery kits. Midwifery kits, they are from United States, particularly in California, and we have supplied to Health Center 3 and Health Center 4. So we have that midwifery kit is worth, one box like this is worth 10 million shillings, Uganda shillings.
Oh.
And we have served like 150 health facilities, including where the deputy speaker comes from. We took 2 boxes of midwifery kits for him, for his facilities, and he was very happy with it. And actually all MPs were involved to distribute this. Wherever I go, I call an MP to come. And we have a plan of extending it to be more, to supply more to facility. So we are helping government to boost the equipment in maternal and child health care. This one, we are trying to make sure that the supplies, nurses, and the midwives will not suffer during delivery. The community will not suffer during delivery. We have babies who do not die, so we have supplied that. So we have next year in May, in March, we are going, Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker is going to lead the delegation to United States where they manufacture these things. And because of our appreciation, we need to appreciate them and we get more. So we are going there next year, March, with the Deputy Speaker as a leader, and we bring more things in the country. So that next year become also better. We want our health facility to be boosted with the good things. Number 2, we have offered now insurance to our nurses in general. Those who are members of the union, nurses and midwives, they have got insurance. Should they become sick, we treat them. Should they get Ebola, should they get COVID-19, we come in, we treat them, we pay their bills with the insurance company. So that's a very big achievement that nurses are insured now. Those who are members, they are insured. They don't suffer so much to go left and right to buy what? To buy medication. We have also sensitized our members and recruited them to the union and make sure that we tell them information. Information like Ebola outbreak, information like government, what the government needs, information like about promotions. We have told them where the problems are. So they are aware. We have done that the whole year throughout the country. We have also a project which we pay school fees. We have paid this year 50 students to go back to school. Those children who are for nurses who have died, we call it Child Education Fund. We have that fund which gives the children whose parents have died, we pay them school fees. So we paid 50 of them this year, and it is very comfortable, and the children were very okay, and their fees were paid. And we are hoping to continue, and we are going to have a fundraising drive next year to make sure that you and I contribute 1 shilling for these children, because their parents were nurses and they have died of Ebola, they have died of COVID, they have died of HIV, they have died of other serious illness, including accidents. So what we do is that we go and establish how many children, how many girls are in that family. So we pick the girls and take them to school. So we are doing another drive. I am leaving out of the country next year. We are going to fundraise in Canada for boys, because you may be a nurse and have one where you will have only a boy, 2 boys, and you don't benefit. Yet you are a nurse and you died. So we need now to fundraise for a boy. So if I come here and call for the community to give me 1,000 shillings, you know that it is a good cause to go. We have also a State House scholarship. His Excellency, the President of this country, gave the nurses 20 scholarship, and we have been paying ongoing staff, ongoing nurses. If you have a diploma, you want for a degree, you go. That is what we call career development. We are developing our career up to a level of PhD. And I think this time I want to take the opportunity, if His Excellency the President was watching, you would see that we appreciate you for this initiative, for giving the nurses opportunity to go back to school. And this year, we are very grateful. We have no opportunity to see you, to thank you, but we can thank you in any way. You can receive our thanks. And unfortunately, only the 2 years, they have not paid them. But the rest of the years, they have cleared. But last year and this year, the money has not been paid. And the universities are complaining seriously that why is the president delaying to pay the money this time? So next year, I think they will not allow the students to do exams if those monies are not cleared by State House. So I call upon the president to also see where is the problem when they were paying it very nicely, and then last year and this year has not been paid. So we are querying ourselves what is going on, and the students are alarming there. So
well, we will continue, but let's first go for a very short commercial break, and we'll return and still look at 2022 from the perspective of nurses, the frontline workers that really ensure we are safe, and when you fall sick, they ensure we get the right treatment. We'll return shortly.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
It's our mission to secure your money.
Protecting your money is as important as earning it. It is for this reason that the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda, DPF, was established by the government of Uganda to provide deposit protection to customers of regulated financial institutions. In the unlikely event that your commercial bank, credit institution, or microfinance deposit-taking institution fails, the DPF will pay you up to 10 million Uganda shillings. Keep your personal information such as national identification number, mobile phone, or an alternative bank account updated with your banker. Terms and conditions apply. For more information, contact DPF at Aha Towers, Plot 7 Lodell Road, Kampala. Call 0312 206 400 or visit our website at www.dpf.or.ug.
We are the DPF. We protect your money. Protection Fund of Uganda.
Inco is devoted to making professional quality tools affordable. Inco believes that top quality refers to not only function, usability, and appearance, but also efficiency, performance, and maintainability. Our products include safety products, air tools, garden tools, welding machines, generators, measuring tools, power tools, and many more others.
Acquiring a tin is now easier than ever before with a new interface that is brief, simple, and cuts out all the excess fields from previous applications. All you need is your national IDs and you're good to go. No more waiting in long queues, as you can now acquire a tin instantly from wherever you are. Remember, it's free. Experience our new and improved modern interface that is user-friendly.
Thank you for paying your taxes.
Uganda Revenue Authority, developing Uganda together. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Welcome back from that break, and thank you for keeping it with us here on UBC TV. It is Good Morning Uganda Extra. I'm with the president of the Uganda Nurses and Midwives Union, with whom we are discussing 2022 from the perspective of the nurses and midwives in the country. What a year it has been, coupled with COVID-19, Ebola as well. And of course, a number of nurses have been infected. Some have succumbed to any of these diseases, but they're still saying they are committed and determined. They have made some achievements. They still have challenges, and we were looking at what are some of those achievements that they can be proud of this year, apart from the salary enhancement, the scholarships that you've talked about, but also the fact that, well, men have been able to end the year alive. As we finalize the achievements for the year that you can be proud of as nurses.
Yeah, yes, as I said, that we have been having so many activities, so many good things. One of them also is that we are able to provide the personal protective equipment secured from United States. And another consignment is in Entebbe right now. We are going to bring it today and hand over to the areas of Ebola, like Mubende and the Kasanda, through Ministry of Health. We have been working to clear all this. Only my appeal is that when we do this lobbying outside, we need a proper clearance from the airport, because these things we give them free. It is for government to use them. But the bureaucracy in the storage and in the URA, they want the taxes, they want so many things to be done. So I call upon that such things, if it comes free of charge for government, for our community to use. Somebody has donated you that please you use this thing to protect your community. It should be a quick one, and then say please you use them, other than going to so many bureaucrats. Now the things have stayed there for 1 month almost, and you go to a URA, they said go here, go there, go there. So we need a humble space. However, those were the key issues that we managed to do, and above all, of course, majority of the nurses are alive, and that's an achievement. That
but there is also something you've not talked about that I came across, and before the year ends, we need clarification on this. I don't know if it's an achievement or it is a challenge or a problem. There was once when I saw that you had sold your land. Where maybe I think your offices are in Mulago or something like that. And it made news, it made headlines. Nurses, some were like, what has Chiplengat done to us, and the rest. So what really happened?
Yeah, that was the number 8 achievement, which I wanted to close with in the achievements, is that currently we have acquired land titles for both our land in Entebbe and our land in Mulago. And those titles are in the names of Uganda Nurses and Midwives Union. And those, the land was given, this one of Mulago was given during Amini's time. And it is only the president of this Republic of Uganda, His Excellency the President now, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who gave order for us to get the title. And even gave order to get the title in Entebbe, and that is it. And then the plots are for the nurses. Now, when people saw the development we are doing, we have partners abroad, we have partners within here, including the government, Ministry of Health and Ministry of Labor, we have all those partners and Ministry of Lands. We have put up a university, a specialized university. You know, we call in Uganda, we don't have specialty in nursing. We have only critical care. So we have put up a very full storage house in Mulago that the nurses will use it as a specialized university. If you go to women's hospital, they call it specialized.
Yes.
But if you go and ask the nurse, the midwife who is there, specialized in what? She's a midwife, that's a general term, but she's not specialized in any other women-related issues. You go to the big hospital, the main hospital, Mulago, they call it Mulago Specialized Hospital. But if you ask a nurse, who is a urological nurse, who is cardiological nurse, who is in a specialty, most of the nurses there, the nurses there, we are trained on job that handle the heart issues, handle the maybe kidney issues, but they have not yet gone to class and sit and have a paper which says, I am a general nurse and I am what? A specialist.
Specialist,
yes. A specialist on this. And that's why our curriculum now and our scheme of service talks about specialty. We need a person who is a consultant. And you can't be a consultant without specialty.
Very true.
So we have put a university there. When people saw, actually the Minister of Finance, when I had a meeting with him, he said, "Hey, that is your building. You bought up a very nice building." I passed there. I said, "What is it coming of?" Even it is written there, Uganda Nurses and Midwives Specialized University. And that university is kicking off in January. We are finishing, we are doing the finishes. We have acquired 15 computers for beginning the school. We have acquired tutorial online. We were given from California still, United States, we were given tutors to run the university at home here. And then we shall now have some tutors from within our universities here to teach specialty in nursing. So I call upon nurses and midwives to apply. It is 1 year training course online. You come and we give you a computer and you be online and you train. And the Ministry of Education, actually Ministry of Education launched the training recently. So the university is kicking off. So when people saw that, they did not expect the nurses could go
to have that ability.
To that capability. Now, our counterparts who don't have that capacity, those ones are the ones who start alarming. But they did all what they did. They saw that these are nurses' issue. I said, me, I'm innocent. The titles are here. The tutors are here. The nurses are here. So how can I sell a land of government? It is government land. So that one we have achieved. Colleagues apply. Intake is January, 5th of January. We shall have a huge opening ceremony. We shall invite the Minister of Education. We shall invite other ministers and the other people and the media. You'll see.
Very interesting achievements there. At least the year hasn't been that bad, we must say.
Yep.
And of course, concluding the year means that now we have to limp into what is happening next, because we know that this will play a very vital role in our health sector. And any success made by this union will have an impact. For example, when they were pushing for salary enhancement, I want to believe a better paid person is better motivated and has the will and zeal to work. So when they make success, when we hear of this university coming up, specialized nurses, that is also another improvement in the right direction. When we get to know that actually now even the scholarships are moving on very well, so there is so much. But let's look at the way forward now. 2022, done and dusted, we want to believe. By the grace of God, we are getting into 2023. I'm not about to die and I don't have anything to do with the death. Neither are you or anyone watching us.
Yes.
But what are your future plans for this fraternity?
Yeah, thank you very much. The future plans for this fraternity as nurses and midwives of this country. First of all, I want to make a call of scholarship that nurses have benefited, but there are still few scholarship from State House. We appeal to the president that next year to add us more scholarship to make 50 scholarship. Since we have got now the specialized university, we are beginning with 15, which were sponsored by Americans. They have given us some money and some payments for the 15. So if I add the one of the president 20, then I add on, if he is possibly is lenient enough to give us more 30 to make his 50, then we shall be very, very good to go. Then another way forward is that we shall be having a very big conference in Arua City in next year in May. So in May 12th, we have invited the President of the Republic of Uganda to grace the occasion, and he has never failed to grace our occasion. On 12th May, we have sent letters, and we want everybody to focus in Arua City, because although the president has not yet confirmed, but he has never let us down. We have invited him to come to Arua City in May 12th. It is called International Nurses Day celebration. We all over the world, we celebrate that day because the founder of nursing, was born in that day, 12th of May. So we normally shifted. We were in Tungamo, we were in Kapchorwa, we were in Moroto, and the president attended everywhere we went. So this time round, only last year we were in Kamuli, but he was out of the country, and he was represented by Ministry of Public Service. So so I want to appeal to nurses that please save some money, save some transport to go to Arua City next year. Number two, we shall be having conferences also, scientific conferences. Nurses do research. And we want nurses to continue doing research and publish them. So we are calling for researchers to begin their research movement. And we want also this research for nurses to be facilitated by government, because they are also scientists. They research and say there is a problem here. So as much as we are looking at the research in agriculture, research in medical, please, nurses also should be facilitated for research, because they are the people who can pin something small, that there is something here. We need to counteract here like this. We need to care the patient like this. And this is a new innovations, because we have been used to the colonial way of nursing patients. So this is a .com world. So we need research. So there will be a conference still in Arua City next year. We shall also have international scientific conference of all nurses in the whole world gathered together in Montreal, Canada, next year in July. So we want to appeal to our nurses that since you are handling the .com world, handling the patients, please apply to attend Montreal, Canada next year in July. Also, we shall have we have what we call Eastern, Central, and South African College of Nursing. Eastern, Central, South College of Nursing, Hexacon. The meetings are there. These are nurses within Africa. They come together and present also the researchers from South Africa, compare notes from Uganda, they compare notes from Nigeria, they compare notes from Central Mali, they compare notes from within Zimbabwe. So we come together and compare notes of research. So that's when I call upon the nurses to get also on to that. Otherwise, the university is coming on, and we request the government also that please look at our top-up next year. It is a small fraction which has remained. So look at the coming financial year next year, top up something small on nurses, so that we shall move. And you have seen all our programs. It needs somebody who is happy to handle a patient. You need to be motivated. You need to have knowledge. You need to go back to school. You need to make sure also your family are well, so that when I'm doing work, I don't think of my family. The family is okay. And we have also next year, we have what we call housing project. This housing project, we want the nurses to be accommodated within the hospitals all over the country.
There we continue to pray.
Yes, we got the funder who was money to build for us a house within the hospital. And I'm sorry that I had forgotten that one as an achievement. That funder said if the provision of land is there, he can fund, and nurses themselves will repay the money slowly through the Minister of Finance. So we had made arrangement with the Minister of Finance. We have discussed, first discussion.
But aren't nurses transferable?
No, the houses which we need is that if it is Mlago, all nurses working in Mlago should be having a nice house within the hospital. When you retire, you leave the house for another person.
Okay.
When they transfer you to Jirudu, you find a house there. The nurse who was in Jirudu has to come to Mlago, finds their house there. So the plan is a very good plan that we want government to embrace. The only thing that we need from government is land. And in the whole country, we have land. Health Center 2 have land. Health Center 3 have land. All our health facilities have land. But I think we only need government also to issue titles to this ownership of the land to government, that the facility owns the land. So it is a low cost houses. It's very cheap. They use cheap material within here, and they want also that industry to be implemented here. And we had negotiated with the Ministry of Lands and Urban Development to look for land, and we put that industry, the industry there to manufacture things, and they build houses for nurses, and we shall buy them. So before, I think...
Well, just as the achievements could be right, a number of them, but there's so much hope for the nurses, and I see light at the end of the tunnel, but time is not so much on my side. Let me just give you a minute, and I'll get your final remark as we move out of here.
Yeah, thank you very much. That minute is very precious. We need to keep time. These houses will help a nurse to deliver the service. Because right now, they pay, the landlords raise the pay within Kampala. Do you expect a nurse to pay apartment of 300, 400,000? You cannot. So the nurse looks a house in Mukono, and this jam, by the time he reaches Malago, it is already 10. And now, how many patients would have died? So if we embrace this housing project, which we have next year, kicking in next year, the nurse will have service delivery, she will be comfortable, and the whole thing, it will be okay. So in summary, nurses, thank you for your dedication, courage, kindness, and resilience. We will welcome 2023 with renewed hopes. And we hope in science and medicine, and hope in you as nurses and midwives who tirelessly strive to provide health care. I thank you for doing all that in your capacities, wherever you are, wherever you be. I wish you and your families a happy and a healthy year, and a Merry Christmas to all of you. Thank you very much. And I will not forget some few elements which I mentioned. I will not forget National Executive Committee, whom I work with. I am not working alone. I have a National Executive Committee regionally, and the district chairpersons and secretaries. I wish you all the best. I thank you, and we honor your work, and we know that you are doing work. We wish you the best of your year, come 2023, and happy Christmas. And also we have legal team, which helps us to give us legal advice. We have Council Wabogo, we have Council Mukarura. I wish you all the best. And not forgetting also the workers in the office, the cleaners, the secretaries, the cooks,
the list
is
endless.
Well,
but
not forgetting my family. I thank my family so much, my wife and my children, for giving me also opportunity to serve the country, because they would say, where are you going? But they also gave me this and make me smart every morning. I come here, I am smart, and I come and do the work of the nurses. So I thank the family, my father, my mother, my brothers and sisters. Thank you very much. For God and my country, solidarity forever, to love and serve. Thank you.
Well, I love to love and serve, and solidarity, of course, that is for the unionist. But thank you so much for your time. Thank you for those updates. And to our dear nurses and midwives, thank you for the good work you do. You midwives, every day you're seeing, you're aiding new life to come on earth. Our nurses, every day we move into these health facilities, the smiles you give us, the stories you tell us, the way you welcome us, we can't tire to thank you so much. And thank you for leading such an association. You know, the medical, they have their issues, but I want to say thank you so much for the good work done. The union at the epitome, they have their issues, but thank you for sustaining this as well. Have a lovely day. God bless you. Stay safe. Good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala.